Hello, my little sparklings. So, I don't have time to do full reviews of the latest batch of EarthSpark episodes because I'm too busy getting ready for TFcon LA, and I hope to see some of you there. Instead, I'm going to give you my general thoughts on the latest episodes, and then do individual episodes when I get back. So, without further ado, here's my impressions of the newest episodes of Transformers EarthSpark. Get ready for spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Hashtag oops. It's interesting that Hashtag ended up scanning a ghost vehicle for her alt mode. It's really cool that her new vehicle mode gives her unlimited Wi-Fi wherever she goes. Aw, I wish I had unlimited Wi-Fi. And it's awesome that she's basically the hacker girl of the team. I really love her interest in internet memes and popular media.
All your base belong to us.
Also, how the heck did Nightshade build their new secret base without anybody noticing? Outtakes. Much like the recruits in RescueBots Academy, it was pretty cute seeing the Terrans play with a camera. I'm starting to think that Hashtag might have a bit of a crush on Alita 1.
Pretty cool, right?
So cool.
Yeah, she definitely likes girls. I like that we got a bit more background on Megatron's defection to the Autobots. Jawbreaker and Alita 1's conversation about what it means to be a Transformer and choosing your alt mode felt very queer to me.
But what if I'm different?
You know, it took me forever to find an Earth alt mode too. Nothing I saw ever felt right.
If you just changed a few words, it could have easily been a talk about defining your sexuality or gender identity.
My spark told me what was right.
But what if I'm broken or something? When I look at cars, I feel nothing.
Missed connection. Nightshade's little training drone definitely seems to be an homage to the one in Star Wars. This episode features Tarantulas, which, as a huge Beast Wars fan, is so awesome. He is voiced by Alfie Allen, who you may know from Game of Thrones.
I aim to disguise myself with a human avatar. I can't live the rest of my life in these shadows. I will remotely pilot my avatar and integrate into human society. Start a new life elsewhere, one less complicated.
So, Tarantulas wants to become a pretender? Interesting. Let's just hope that it doesn't turn out like that movie Ex Machina. It's also interesting how Tarantulas is a nice Decepticon. Sure, they have a bit of a misunderstanding, but he is actually a good guy and just wants to be left alone. I love Nightshade's Old Mode, and I totally called it. I was right. They are an owl. Also, the way Tarantulas moves around really reminds me of Arachnid. I love the way Tarantulas explains having an alt mode is not just a right, but an expression of who you are. Again, some slightly queer undertones here.
It is a gift to know yourself so well, so young. Take pride in that.
Security protocols. This episode is really interesting because of how Bumblebee describes Breakdown as being his brother. Also, we have another good guy Decepticon who sacrifices himself in order to save the heroes from Ghost. There seems to be a theme in this batch of them trying to put across the idea that not all Decepticons are bad guys. And of course, this episode ends with Bumblebee being found out and having to go on the run. Bare necessities. I'll be honest, watching this episode, I thought Jawbreaker was going to take on his bear alt mode. After all, he did like the giant gummy bear in the last batch, and Alita told him a few episodes that his alt mode doesn't need to be a vehicle form. But sadly, no. Overall, a pretty meh episode. Definitely the weakest of the bunch, especially with them just ignoring those weird techno-organic worms. And the fact that Ghost is dumping them in the forest. Yeah, if they're doing that to the wildlife, seems like something they should get on immediately. I mean, isn't Dot supposed to be a park ranger? Well, that's at least her cover, but still.
A problem for another day, kids.
Warzone. This episode was pretty awesome. I loved the G1 throwbacks. Throwing the AllSpark into the space bridge felt very siege-ish, but in reverse. because this time they're returning the AllSpark to Cybertron. I can't wait to see if they manage to save their home. I haven't read all of IDW, but I do know that there is a thing with Megatron and flowers, so I'm guessing that this is a reference to that. Oh, Primus, there is so much Cybertronian text here to translate. Fortunately for me, but unfortunately for all of us, it is all just gibberish. Just random letters thrown together and repeated. Shame. I was really hoping for some cool Easter eggs about which Autobots and Decepticons died in the war. Or a list of animators' names. Or, who knows, maybe even a list of their favorite Transformers YouTubers. It was great seeing Shockwave. Funny how he uses his arm weapon as a scorpion-style chain. Didn't expect that. It was also cool to see him use the Immobilizer. Again, a similar yet different way it's been portrayed in other Transformers shows so far. But obviously closer to the Cyberverse one out of all of them. Home. And so we come to the finale of this second batch of EarthSpark episodes. This one was great. I liked how Robbie's friend initially seemed bigoted against Transformers, but then at the end we learned that he is actually an ally. After all, it's never too late to not be a jerk. I loved how Nightshade was totally Batman. Or should I say Batbot? Although they turn into an owl, so more like Owlbot? Anyway, I totally cried at this part.
Ooh, I like your pins.
This is actually something that I say whenever I see someone wearing pronoun pins. It's so awesome. I am so happy for Nightshade and them learning that they're non-binary.
Sometimes the world can be a scary place. It's hard to know who's dangerous or not. I know I'm safe when I'm with my friends or other non-binary people.
Same, Sam, same. I know it's a very scary place out there for LGBTQ+ people, trans and non-binary people especially. I have literally felt afraid for my life because there were some weird guys surrounding me and encroaching on my physical space. I have no idea what their intentions are, and I actively go out of my way to avoid being put into those kinds of situations. For example, I know I said I was planning to go to TF Nation this summer, but I don't think I want to go anymore. Not because of anyone there, simply because of how awful things are getting for trans people over in England. Even my friends who aren't trans, but are part of the queer community, don't want to live there anymore. It seems like a huge waste of money to go all the way to England and only go to a Transformers convention and not do any of the tourist stuff like go see Stonehenge or stuff like that. But yeah, like Sam said, it's scary for people like us at the moment. It'll definitely get better over time, but in the meantime, I only feel safe around my friends. And yeah, I like Sam's pins. Apparently she's not just non-binary, but they also like Zelda too! Yay! I love Zelda! As for the rest of the episode, it was interesting seeing their underground robot wrestling. It reminded me of the Meta Brawl episodes in Justice League Unlimited. The kids tapping into Quintus's power again was really cool. I honestly thought they were going to awaken a new Terran and they'd somehow race to Philly to save them. But nope, Bubble Shield of Love. And then, with Mandroid now working for Ghost again, and he has a second robot arm, seriously, how long until this guy becomes what he hates and is full robot? But yes, this episode felt very queer to me, especially Bumblebee mentioning bad people controlling what Cybertronians need to survive in the form of Energon.
It will be really difficult to change things for the better as long as hateful people try to control what Cybertronians need to survive.
That sounds a lot like how conservatives all over are actively trying to deny trans people the healthcare they need to survive. So yeah, definitely a couple major themes in this batch of episodes. One being queer, whether stated or made a more subtle allegory, and the other emphasizing that not all Decepticons are bad guys.
You are bad guy, but this does not mean you're bad guy.
Right.
We also saw Twitch taking on more of a leadership role in this batch. I love that! I can't wait to see more of that in the future. Overall, I really enjoyed these episodes more than the previous ones. And I can't wait to see more, whenever that is. I'm guessing it'll be right before TFcon Toronto, knowing my luck. Speaking of which, make sure you follow me on all my socials to stay up to date. I do have a YouTubers panel with a bunch of friends on Sunday, so I hope I'll see you there. And look out for the new merch I'll have available during the con. And who knows, I may try to do some vlogging during it too. We'll see. So let me know down in the comments what you thought of these latest episodes of Transformers EarthSpark. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you back here next time for my individual episode reviews of each one. See you then!